How about now? Hey, there it is. My apologies. I did not realize that the software for the mic was not on. All right, let's try that again. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, everyone. You're watching the Trading Phoenix, where I trade live every morning in my challenge account through Funder Pro with full transparency, documenting my entire journey, going from nothing to becoming funded, full-time, profitable day trader. You guys get to see everything, no cuts, no edits. I post everything, even if I'm not live, but you guys get to see everything. You can see there my account balance, my P&L, it's all there. No shady cuts or edits or anything like that. You guys get to see everything. Full transparency. I am not a profitable trader yet. I'm working on it, getting close. This is one of my many challenge accounts that I've been in. Last year, I failed a bunch. This year, I failed a couple. But my goal is to finish out the year funded and profitable, and with any luck, switching over to full-time, quitting my day job. It's a big goal, huge goal, but I'm here documenting that entire journey so that you guys can see what it's actually like to be a day trader, not just all the good stuff. So welcome. For those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. The channel continues to grow quickly. For those of you that are watching and haven't subscribed yet, there's like 98% of my views and my watchers are not subscribed to the channel. I would ask, please subscribe to the channel. Help us continue to grow, and I will continue to bring you the best content that I can. Also, free Discord in the description down below. We're building out what's going to be the best day trading, or trading, I should say, community out there. It's going to take some time, but I have huge plans for the community. It's currently free. Once I reach a certain level, it won't be. If you get in now while it's free, you will have access to everything and anything that I come out with in the future, including courses. So if you get in now, you will be grandfathered in for everything, and you will have access to things that nobody will ever have access to, being one of the original community members. So go ahead and click the link in the description, join the Discord. Everything that I do that is not during the live in the morning time gets posted in the Discord afterwards. So please consider joining that, and I appreciate all of you. All right, here we are, market open. We have some things to cover today. Continued sell-off yesterday. We have broken pretty decently past the year-long trend line that I keep talking about on the day chart for the NASDAQ. We'll go over some of that stuff today. We got some data to go over. Let's see how the opening few candles here play out, and we'll jump into some of that stuff. I'm going to try to have some topics to talk about during my lives. I realize that my lives get kind of boring, especially if the market isn't really doing much or if there's high volatility. I don't trade in conditions like that. But I want to continue bringing you guys value. So I'm going to start having topics and stuff for the economy, for the markets, both crypto and stock markets, and things like that that we'll talk about throughout the live. I just thought about that this morning, so I don't have anything prepared today, but we do have some things to talk about. But it's we're growing. I was not expecting the channel to grow at all, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting anybody to be watching any of my stuff. So I'm pleasantly surprised and humbled and appreciate all of you. And, we have some momentum, and I want to keep that momentum going. So I am working every day to think of things to continue to bring value to the channel so that we can continue onboarding new people. And then I want to be able to keep, those of you that have subscribed already, I want to be able to keep you guys with me. So any suggestions that you have, feel free to either hit me up on Discord or leave them in the comments. I'm open to all suggestions, and I am going to be building out a little bit more of a fluid, live versus just watching the charts and whatever. So I want to be able to bring you guys more value, right? Because I appreciate you all. Like I said, I wasn't expecting any growth really. So I appreciate that the channel is growing, and I want to give back to you guys. So all that stuff is coming. We do have a couple things to talk about, and then over the weekend, I'm going to try to make sure I plan to have things to talk about during the live, especially if the market is being boring like it has been the past couple days. And when I say boring, we've been making moves, but we haven't been making moves that allow for entries based on my strategy anyway. So I haven't taken a trade in the last 2 days, which I'm okay with. But I feel bad for you guys watching, because I know that's why you're here, partly, or mostly, I should say. And if I'm not taking trades just because of market sentiment or whatever, I want to make sure that we're still bringing value and talking about things. So we're constantly working to bring you guys more. I got a lot of exciting things that I'm planning out for the Discord. One of them is going to be an AI bot that I'm going to build from scratch and hopefully host locally. So it's private, and my goal is to be able to have you guys interact with the AI in the Discord only, and have it trained to be professional in all markets, crypto, forex, stocks, and then also have expertise in finance and economics, so that we can all interact with that AI in the Discord only. It'll be available to Discord members only. So again, right now it's free to get in, and while I'm building this all out, let's build this community as much as we can, and it's gonna be really cool. I got a lot of plans, and that's the next thing that I'm working on, that I'm hoping to be able to at least release the first version soon. I don't know what soon means yet, but soon. I got goals, but I want to do things right also. And I'm new at all this stuff, so I'm learning as I go here. So a little bit of sell-off this morning at market open. We're getting almost a full retracement here. So let's talk about, well, first let me just see, volatility is still very high. I would love to be able to see that start to come down today. I don't know if it will, because we do have a lot of data coming out next week, but today we had one of the Fed's favorite data points, something that they watch very closely, and it's PCE prices. And they came in basically at expectations. So year over year, let me come back here. Year over year, core PCE prices decreased, but month over month they increased slightly, which was expected though, and not a big deal, right? We also had some personal income and personal spending month over month numbers come out. So personal income actually increased pretty significantly. We were expecting a 0.3%. We actually got 0.9%. Personal spending, however, had a pretty decent decrease, which makes sense. People are starting to build up their savings again. obviously things are super expensive, so spending has decreased, and it's January. It's after the holidays. There's not really a lot of spending happening in the beginning of the year, January, February. So all expected. Right? We have Chicago PMI number coming out in 7 minutes. So that might have a little effect in the market also. And that's really about it. I mean, we had a bunch of catalysts this week, right? We had Nvidia earnings on Wednesday, which they did really well with, and their outlook was good also. So the market liked that. Even though we had a sell-off, I don't think it was because of Nvidia. We had GDP numbers come out on yesterday, and those numbers were good as well, to my understanding. And so this morning we had our core PCE numbers, which came in at expectation. So no bad news, let's just say, right? At expectation is better than having some surprise to the downside. So far, things are still going in a good direction. So hopefully we get a little calmer market today. I walked away from I set an alert yesterday for a daily area of imbalance that was up above where price was. Obviously, we never reached that, so I walked away. I didn't really watch the market the rest of the day, and when I came back to check this morning, I noticed that we had another sell-off in the afternoon. And when you have a sell-off in the morning, and then you have consolidation, throughout the middle of the day, and then you have another sell-off in the afternoon instead of coming back, that is a good indication of an overall bearish bias, and institutional selling, right? That's big money moving out. So I don't know. There's obviously still some uncertainty and fear in the market. Let's see what happens today and next week. We have, again, some important data points coming out next week as well. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I think. And we'll go from there. We'll let this play out a little bit here and see what's up. Looks like a pretty decent liquidity grab here first thing in the morning at market open. But let's see if the liquidity is to continue to the downside or move up, keeping in mind that the overall bias right now is pretty bearish. Let's take a look at the day chart here. You can see how we pushed past this overall trend line that's, again, over a year strong, and we pushed past it pretty strong. We didn't get any pullbacks or anything like that, and we're still continuing to the downside. So at this point, if we do continue to the downside, our next support area is below 20,000. Now, at this point, if we don't get a retracement, we could consolidate today, which is fine. But if we don't get a little bit of a retracement, we are looking at a pretty decent continuation to the downside. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just if you add in, we have a double top here at all-time highs, huge pullback so far. And when I say huge, obviously it's not an overall huge. I'm just talking based off of the past couple of days, the past week, right? We've been selling off for the past, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, right? Past week. We could be looking at a pretty decent, correction in the market, which is okay. I mean, we're due. Like I said, this trend line is over a year strong. We have since December of 2022, right? December, January. So December 2022 to 2023 is 1 year. 2020 over 2 years. Is that right? Am I thinking about this right? Did I have enough coffee this morning? December 2022 to 2023 is 1 year. December 2023 to 2024 is 2 years. And we're now in 2025. So yeah, we're over 2 years here. That's crazy. January 2023 here is when I started this trend line to January 2024, and we are now in February of 2025. Holy crap. I've been totally wrong when I've been saying that this trend line is over a year strong. It's over 2 years strong. We've been climbing for the past 2 years. So are we due for a little market correction? Probably. So it's nothing to be worried about, I don't think. The economy still looks strong. Jobs still look strong. Inflation is still being sticky, but it's still overall decreasing. Okay, if you look at the year-over-year numbers, everything is still looking good. Providing we don't get some catalyst, some black swan event. So a little market correction isn't a terrible thing here. We could come back down to the support here, consolidate maybe a little bit, and then make some new highs later on this year. We'll see. So that's a little bit of a technical analysis here, right? This, again, you can see this trend line moving pretty good. We could even, let's just see what this does if we adjust it to here. I like this here because we have way more hits on it, right? We have these here. We have these here where we peaked below and came right back up. We have this one here. Again, peaked below and came back up here, close to this one here. This is a stronger trend line. I'd feel more comfortable with this here. You could, I guess, move it to here, and it would still work. And let's just say we leave it there for now. Yeah. Let's give it a little room. Why not? Still very strong here. Still 2 years strong. So at this point, then, we're just peaking below it. If we move the trend line, this makes sense, too. We could do that. Yeah, so let's see. A little technical analysis on the NASDAQ there. So today's move will be important, and then I think next week and the data points that are coming out next week will tell us a lot, and then we'll see if we're going to get a little bit of a correction in the market overall, or if we're going to get a turnaround here and then maybe continue to make new highs. All right, Chicago PMI has released, and we were expecting 40.6 and we got 45.5. So that's better. It's better than expected. And you can see here that we actually retraced a little bit on that. We're closer to a no change rather than, being below 50 represents contraction, above 50 represents expansion, and then, 50 indicates no change. So that's better than what they were expecting, that's for sure. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Let's just, again, take a quick look at what we're getting next week. We have PMI numbers coming out. ISM manufacturing PMI is on Monday. All right. That's an important number. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, we have ISM Services PMI, important. Okay, that's the big one there. Thursday, we have our jobs data. And Friday, payroll data and unemployment rate. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So all important data that the Fed watches pretty closely, especially that unemployment rate on Friday. So I would expect to have some more volatility next week. I would expect to maybe get some sideways trading, a continuation of some sideways trading, maybe some consolidation, depending on what that data comes out. If we miss on one of those data points, I would say we get some more sell off because the market is already in a place to be selling off. So if we miss on any of those data points, I would imagine that we get a continuation of a correction in the market. So let's mark out our 15-minute opening range here. 30. There's the high. Here's the low. 45 is here. All right, so that's our 15-minute opening range for those of you who like to use the orb strategy. I don't really use it as a trading strategy, but I do like to use it as maybe a direction for the day, a bias for the day, whichever end we end up breaking out of and maintaining. It gives me a little more bias for the day. Maybe in a little bit, we'll take a look at what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. We'll do a little bit of technical analysis on those as well. Everything's been selling off. Just a lot of fear and uncertainty in the markets right now. It is what it is. It'll settle down. It always does. Cyclical, so it always cycles. All right. So we talked about what's coming up next week as far as numbers go. We have, like I said, I would, be prepared for some more volatility and some more either sideways trading or more sell-offs, because if we miss on any of those numbers next week, I would imagine that the market will continue to push lower. If we get at expectations or better than expected numbers, maybe we'll start to see some support. But important stuff coming out next week as well. Still, obviously, some choppiness in the market today. Volatility is still very high according to the VVIX. Let's take a look at the higher time frames here, the 15-minute chart. A lot of consolidation, sideways movement today. Had this sell-off yesterday, and then yesterday afternoon we continued. This is institutional. Right? When you get the sell-off in the morning and a sell-off in the afternoon, this is big money moving out. And we've had that, the past couple trading days. It's been the same kind of deal here, right? So we'll see if we continue that trend. See what happens. So this is a 15-minute chart. Get rid of this here. See how we look on the 1 hour. Yeah, we'll see how this closes, which is in about 8 minutes here. Maybe we are starting to get a little bit of support, but if anything, we're going to run back up to the trend line here and retest. There's also a support that we're sitting right below. So we got a couple of things that we'd have to break above to be thinking about longs today. I don't even know if that's really an option. Maybe just look for your entries to go short. Thank you. Here's your 4-hour chart, a little consolidation here. Yeah, we might get some continued push to the downside. Obviously not financial advice. You know, I'm very, I don't say very new. I've been doing this for a couple of years, so I'm still a newbie though, right? I'm not a pro. Don't, I'm just talking out loud. Don't take my advice. All right, a little consolidation, choppiness here. Yeah, let's see what, where we go. Volatility is starting to push down a little bit, but we're way up there, so we got a long ways to go to get out of volatile conditions, if you will. So we got some tariff talk again. Tariffs start next Tuesday. They go back into effect for Canada, Mexico, and China next Tuesday. China's getting an extra 10%, I guess. And then obviously there's talks about tariffs for the EU as well. And I don't know if that's what is going on. Originally, the tariffs weren't supposed to go back into effect until April 2nd. And then yesterday, an article came out and said that tariffs go back into effect next Tuesday, March 4th. So I don't know if that was just like a surprise to the market. Who knows? But obviously, there's still a lot of fear in the market, whether or not we're going to get a bounce in yeah, just lost my train of thought there. We'll get back to you on that. Wow. This is why you don't work full-time at nights and then come on live in the morning. It's all good. Inflation. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. There's still fear in the markets that inflation is going to tick back up because of these tariffs. Which, whatever. Whether you believe that or not makes no difference, honestly. But I think that's, we still have a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market, and that may be why we are getting this pullback. At least part of the reason why. So I was talking earlier about I'm in the beginning stages here of building or planning to build an AI bot or interface for the Discord, and it's going to be pretty cool. I'm gonna host an AI LLM on my personal network, and hopefully be able to attach that to that and train it obviously in finance and economics and trading and all that stuff, and then you guys will be able to interact with the AI, which does have a name already, but I'll keep that a secret for now. And that's going to be available to the Discord members only, which is going to be pretty cool. So right now I have a lot of these things set up in the Discord, market updates and news and all that stuff, and they're all separate, bots and whatever. And my goal is to build this AI bot, or whatever you want to call it, to be able to do all of that stuff, but also be able to have you guys interact with it in real time as well. So if you have a question about something, be able to ask the question, and it'll be able to have conversations with all of you in the Discord. So I'm excited about that. Starting to work on that, and it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully, I can, get it to work properly. But that's going to be available exclusively in the Discord, and I think it's going to bring a different level to the Discord, especially for trading and economics and things like that. You'll be able to, hop on the Discord and ask the AI, what's on the calendar for the day for economic events. What are the top news things, and I know you can do all that stuff in other places, but it'd be pretty cool just to be able to have a chat with an AI in a Discord and get all the information that you want. And then eventually, as we build her out, you'll be able to get some alerts and things like that. You know, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited. I got a lot of plans for our community, a lot of plans. So let's continue to build this community out, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited. And then the course coming out hopefully next year. It's gonna take me. I'm giving myself the year to build it out because I want to do it again properly. Because it's going to be very different than any other course out there. It's going to be all about the mental game and the mindset of being a day trader, because that's where the success is built, which is going to be a very different thing to build out in a course, right? Trying to help you change your mindset as a trader in a course versus just trying to teach you how to read price action and use this indicator and, use this, strategy or whatever, that's dime a dozen. And honestly, that doesn't make you successful. But, yeah, so that's going to be, my goal is to release that next year, beginning of next year. This year, my goal is to build out the Discord community, and continue to grow the YouTube channel. Get this community as big as possible. And again, anybody who joins now while it's free gets free access to all of that stuff for life. So share with your friends, bring them on in. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, volatility is moving down slowly. It's not what I'd like to see here. We're still getting some choppiness. I see that, the market kind of wants to move up, but we have two key levels that are not too far away in the up direction that the price would have to break through for me to have some confidence to take trades to the upside there. I just don't know how much upside we have, especially how bearish we've been. We've got a support that we're very close to. I don't know if you can see that on the screen there. And then just above that support there is the trend line. So two key levels there that we'd retest and, maybe continue to fall. I don't know. My personal bias, and again, don't copy me, is still to the downside. So if anything, I'd like to see the price maybe move back up to that resistance, I should say now, right? I'm calling it a support. It's a resistance. And then bounce off of that and continue to the downside. That would be a nice trade. So we are starting to push above the 15-minute opening range. Excuse me while I eat breakfast here. Guys, let me know if the music gets too loud. I can't hear it. Obviously, I'm not listening to it on my end, so it's been sometimes it gets too loud and you guys can't hear me or whatever. Just let me know. See, I don't see the buyers having enough to continue to push to the upside here. It's just still a lot of selling pressure. We're still very high up in the VVIX. I would, based on the last week, I would definitely feel more comfortable taking shorts in this market right now. There was another article that I saw earlier that I wanted to chat about too. I was saying, if you missed it before, I was saying that I realized that sometimes these lives get a little boring, especially when market isn't behaving the way I like it to behave for my strategy. So starting next week, I'm going to have some talking points to go through. That way, if I'm not taking trades or whatever, we're still bringing value to you guys. So I'm gonna start doing that on a daily basis. We'll have some talking points. We'll do some technical analysis and things like that. And if you guys have any ideas or anything you want me to bring up or add to the live stream on a daily basis, just shoot me a comment or hit me up in Discord and let me know what your ideas are. Let me know what you guys are looking for, right? I come on here, yes, it's for me and for me to be able to, keep myself straight within my strategy or whatever. But, I'm here for you guys just as well. And I want to make sure you guys are getting what you want out of this too. So let me know. Chop, 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 chop. That's what I got. Chop, chop, chop. Dropping eggs. Is there anybody that is a profitable trader already watching the stream? Give us your secrets. So aspiring to be profitable? Is that who we have watching? And what is your level of trading? Are you guys brand new? You've been trading for a while? Maybe everybody's sleepy. We're trying. The bulls are trying, but the bears just keep stepping on them. Let's see what we get here. Again, we have we have a resistance right here. And then right above that, let's just take a look at the 15. Maybe we can see it a little better here, right? So we have a resistance right here that we've tested a couple times. And then right above that is our trend line that is 2 years strong. I've been misspeaking about this trend line for the past week. I didn't realize that we've been on an incline for the past 2 years in the market. Pretty new, still learning. Do you look at certain levels for value gaps, order blocks? So yes, I do. So you guys, I call them areas of imbalance, fair value gap, same thing. For me, it makes more sense in my head to call them imbalances because that's what they are, right? But obviously you can call them whatever you want. But yeah, I do. You know, especially in the larger time frame. So if we take a look at the hour chart here, we have a fair value gap here, or an area of imbalance, I call it, right? And within this area of imbalance, you have your resistance and your trend line. So for me, looking at this, which is what I did earlier today, I would love to see price come into this area of imbalance and then get rejected, retesting one of these resistances now, right? And you're also eating up some of this imbalance, which should give you some room to continue a move to the downside. I don't really do much with order blocks. I keep my my strategy super simple because I'm still, learning and trying to be profitable as well. So I stick with one thing, the one thing that works for me. And then once I become consistent and profitable in that, then I can start adding some additional things in, like order blocks and different levels. Today's also, today's the last Friday of the month too, right? Yeah. Might not get much movement today, honestly. Which is a shame. I didn't take any trades the past 2 days. We'll see what happens today, but and I'm actually proud of myself for that because I didn't have any entries based on my strategy. And in years, previous to this, obviously, I would get bored and I'd want to be, I feel like I wasn't doing the job by not being in a trade, which I think is a very common thing for a lot of new traders. And I would look for trades to take, which obviously almost never worked out for me. So now I work really, really hard to follow my strategy exact, follow my rules exact. And, with market volatility being so high the past week, it hasn't left me any real good entries. I say for the past couple days. I did trade earlier this week and made a nice 4% trade. But that was it, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. Like I said, I'm proud of myself for not forcing anything, which would potentially lead me to lose my gains, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I've become very picky with my trades. It's a 4-hour chart there. Yeah. So we could mark this out. This is actually from previous day. You can see how we're dancing around in this area of imbalance here. And we have our resistance here, and then we have our trend line. I would love to see the price come up to the trend line. That would be a little bit more of a fill in this gap, this imbalance here. And then if you got rejected here, this would be a nice trade to the downside, I would say. But being the last Friday of the month, we've had the sell-off the past couple days already. You know, I don't know that we're going to get much movement today. It might be a sideways kind of day. 2% a week is already huge. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You are 100% correct. And that's why, you know, in the past, obviously, as a brand new trader, you know, and this mindset of like, you know, this is going to make me rich, you know, in a week. You know, 2% a week was not anything. As I've grown and learned that you got to pay your dues in this job just like anywhere else. Yeah, I've come to terms with a 2% a week is a-okay for me. So I'm especially in these beginning stages where I'm not really looking for money size, right? I'm just looking for consistency. And as long as I can maintain a green, you know, week or whatever, then I'm totally happy with that. Totally happy with that. And for those of you that are new, if you don't have that mindset already, if you can force yourself to be in that mindset and look for consistency versus you know, dollar signs, you will be able to become profitable and successful way quicker than most, way quicker than me. You know, because I was a child in my head when I was, you know, I got trapped in the social media stuff and you know, watching all of the huge gains and this and that and whatever. And it's one of the reasons why I decided to start this channel and in the Discord, is because there's a whole lot of crap out there on social media, and it gives people the wrong idea of what this job really is. And it's also one of the reasons why I've decided to build out my own course for this too, because I've paid for the courses and whatever, and they're all the same. You know, it's use this strategy and you'll for sure be successful, and use these indicators and this and that. None of them go into depth with the mindset side of this. And that's where, that's what you have to conquer in order to become successful. I don't care what strategy you're using. And I've learned that. And it's not available for people. And I want to make it available for people. So that's one of my goals. This is the best job in the world if you can become successful in it. And you don't have to be like massively successful. It's like you said, 2% a week is amazing. If you can make a living and just have the lifestyle that you want, to be able to trade a few hours a day from anywhere in the world, you know, what's better than that? What's better than that? Being able to be around your family and your kids and whatever you have all the time and still be able to provide for them, you know? So I want to be able to help people do that the right way. It's quicker if you can change your mindset and focus on the internal and mental part of trading, and then you know, find a strategy that works for you and all this other stuff, and it'll be that much easier and that much quicker to become successful in this job. That's my opinion. All right. Yeah. Oh, we hit this resistance here. That's cool. Got a little bounce off of that. All right. Still, this market structure here, this price action, is not something that I trade in. It's just all over the place. It's I wonder, and I would have to back test this. I wonder if trading in other sessions around the world, you get a little bit of a better price action because it's less volume when you have volatile days like this. The New York session is just stupid sometimes. But, I wonder if that's an option. If you're expecting volatility in the New York session because of data and stuff, would it be better to trade in other sessions? Maybe I'll have to backtest that a little bit. What sessions do you guys trade in? Are you New York? Volatility doesn't want to come down. I think, again, we have very important data coming out next week also, and on Monday. So I think we see a continuation of volatility into next week for sure. London and New York. Nice. What time are you from the US? Let me ask you this. Which one do you like trading better? Finland. Nice. So most of the day for you, which do you prefer? Setups during London. What is the strategy that you use? Heading back up to retest this resistance here. Getting some progression to the upside. I tell you what, I would still love, yeah, I would love it to come up into this area here. No, I get that. Yep. You're looking for, are you looking for those, so the break in Asia high or low, and then you, so do you look for those in a, or do you watch that in a higher time frame, and then you scooch to a lower time frame to look for your fair value gaps for your entries? So basically you're looking for your direction, right? If you break above, you're looking for longs. If you break below, oh, and reversal. Okay. Gold and long so far. So is that mainly what you're trading is gold? Switch back over here. We are getting our retest of the trend line here. Let's see what kind of reaction we get on price. So I knew nothing about fair value gaps or areas of imbalance, whatever you want to call it, until the beginning of this year. I was doing some more research and trying to find something that fit for me. I've tried a whole bunch of different strategies and whatever out there, and I could just never find one that fit my personality, or that was accurate enough, or I don't know, maybe I wasn't implementing right, but it just wasn't working out for me. So I looked for something else, and I dove a little bit into the ICT concept, and it started to click for me, right? Especially knowing how the market works and what market makers are doing and how they manipulate price and or whatever, right? And it really made sense to me. And so I started back testing a simplified version of ICT, looking for fair value gaps or areas of imbalance, which there's one right here, right? And it started working for me in my back testing, and I was able to back test that enough to be able to see that it was an 80% win rate as long as I followed my rules to the T. And yeah, so I'm grateful for that. So my question is, how has that been working for you using fair value gaps as entries? Okay. Versus an entry on the 5-minute. Nice. If you don't mind me asking, what's your win rate on that? XRP, big talk. Lots of talk about XRP lately. I don't know if you guys are interested at all in crypto. Let's see here. Did we hit it yet? Okay, we moved past it a little bit. We are filling up this area of imbalance here. I kind of like the way this looks. Let's see, again, what kind of price action we continue to get within this area here. All right, that's good though. Keep testing. Keep working on it. Ultimately, if you can find a strategy that you are confident in, strategy that you can trust overall, it helps take a lot of the emotion out of your trades. Just follow the strategy. Be interesting to see how this 15-minute candle closes here. Discipline is the toughest part. It's one of the 3 pillars that's going to be in my course. Discipline, patience, and fear. Those 3 things there, if you can conquer those, you can make this work. So I think the safest plan here for right now is to watch and see how this 15-minute candle closes. If we can get a bearish candle here, might be able to zoom in on the time frame and look for an entry to go south, but it really depends on what kind of candle we get here. So this is an area of imbalance that was left behind on the 1-hour chart from yesterday's sell-off, yesterday afternoon sell-off. Price has pushed in, eating up the majority of the gap, which is one of my check boxes. I like to see the majority of the gap, the area of imbalance filled without peeking through the other side. And then I look for, in this case, looking for shorts, I look for a bearish candle as my entry. Stop loss would go above the imbalance area. So the reason why this works, at least for me, is because the market likes to be balanced. And when there's movement in price, imbalances are left behind. Orders are left behind that weren't picked up. And market makers will move the price back to those imbalanced areas to balance them out, either to continue the move that's being made or to make a move, right? And so knowing that that's how the market works and that's how market makers work and things like that, that whole thing made a lot of sense to me. And that's why I started implementing this strategy here. And it's very simple. And it works 80% of the time. Nothing's perfect. But for me, if I get into a trade where all my check boxes have been checked off and it doesn't work out, I'm okay with that's the market. 20% of the time, that strategy isn't going to work. How you handle losses is more important than how you handle your wins. So for me, I like to trade in the 1 minute. So if this leaves a bearish candle on the 15-minute, I'll zoom in to the 1 minute and look for an entry. I could, because we're later in the day, trade off the 15-minute. Probably be a little safer. We'll see. Go either way. As the day goes on, I like to zoom out more. I think it's a little bit safer with the NASDAQ anyway. Yeah, it depends on the trade. So the question, do I trail my stop loss or fixed? Truth be told, it's one of the things that I'm working on currently is letting my winners run. So I'm working on trailing my stop loss. A lot of times I move it too quickly and I end up breaking even a lot, which is okay, you know, whatever, I'm learning. So my strategy is to trail my stop loss. I'm fine tuning on how I do that. If it's a risk, if I feel like it's a riskier trade, one, I'll obviously decrease my position size, and I'll trail the stop loss quicker. If I'm super confident in the trade, then I'll wait a little longer to start trailing. And the higher, whatever, the bigger the movement the market is making, the closer I'll make the stop loss, if that makes sense, right? Because at any point you can get your reversal or whatever, your pullback. I typically, because the NASDAQ doesn't give you huge movements typically during the day, I look for a 2-to-1 trade. That's really about it. So I don't take profits, but my goal is to get out with a 2-to-1. If price looks strong, if movement looks strong and we're gaining momentum, then I'll stay in. But that's something that I'm working on. You know, again, full transparency and truth be told, I move my stop loss to break even too early often. But my strategy is to trail. It's looking good so far. I like the way this looks on the 1 minute also. We are sitting on... No, we just moved through. This looks good. We still have about 2.5 minutes left. A lot can happen in 2.5 minutes. But I like the way this looks so far. I'm not mad at it. That's a good way to be. You don't watch the trade, set it and forget it. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Yeah, no, that's a good thing. I have found often that if I never, the times that I get stopped out, if I never moved the stop loss from where it was originally, the trade would have played out. So it's one of those things that I'm currently working on, working through. This environment of high volatility makes it tough to decide, you know, which way I want to go with that, because moving the stop loss up and trailing and getting even a 1-to-1 to me right now is better than breaking even or losing. But yeah, it's definitely one of my struggles, and it's something I'm working on. But if you're already at a level where you can set it and forget it, good for you. Good for you. All right, last minute to this 15-minute candle here. We'll see. What I'll do is, I think what I'll do is, if this holds, then I'll zoom into the 1 minute and look for an area of imbalance maybe left behind that we can target to continue to the downside. That'll be like a little confirmation for me. But we are also just sitting right on top of this line here that continuously changes from support to resistance. And so we actually closed above it with that candle. So I don't know. No. Yeah, we actually held above what was a resistance. Now it's a support again. That's the market. It is what it is. So we'll have to continue to watch and see what happens here. This would be too early of an entry, I think, in this particular instance. Volatility is still high. And we can also get a lot of consolidation right here also, you know, in this area of imbalance and right on this support slash resistance line, whatever it chooses to be in the moment. You know, and I don't want to take a trade and then get stuck in consolidation. That's no fun. So a lot of chop here, but this was actually a nice clean move to the upside here. This is not too bad. And even our pullback here, nice clean pullback, retested previous highs here, which just happens to be right where this now support is, and we're getting a little push to the upside. Yeah, I don't know. We might actually be getting a change in direction here, and that's, you know, it's a possibility. Yeah, I have become very picky with my trades, and we're actually now, since we're like bouncing between the support and the trend line here, you know, so this could just be an area where we get some back and forth price movement, some consolidation. And again, it's the last Friday of the month. Are we going to get any decent movements, you know? This week might just be a slow week, and that's okay. I'm up 2.2% on the week. Good with it. I'll take it. I gotta say, I enjoy having conversations with you guys. It's very nice. This is a lonely job. Still the best job in the world, but it is kind of lonely. So to be on here and have some conversations with some other traders, it's nice. Watch a little bit longer here. Microsoft this morning announced that they're getting rid of Skype. It's being retired. They're urging people to move over to their free Teams app or whatever. Skype's been around for a while. JetBlue vacations, bronze cruise options. Yeah, we just booked a cruise for the summertime on a brand new ship. Norwegian's brand new ship that was done this year. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's so far away. We did get the internet package, so I am going to continue my lives, but they'll be short. Probably come on like 30 minutes each day. Right at market open for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go enjoy the cruise. It's going to be nice. Yeah, no, you're totally right. And I really only look at trend lines in the larger time frames, like the day chart, because I find that that's the only time that they are respected more. I definitely don't use trend lines in smaller time frames. I tried that. It doesn't work. But you're totally right. Yeah. Yeah, and my support and resistances are charted on the higher time frames as well, 4-hour day charts. Those are the ones that typically hold, but also at the same, that's why I watch the volatility index too, because when your volatility index is increased, typically above 100, and we're well above 100 right now, your support resistances are less likely to hold. And that's what makes all of this, for me, harder to get into, because I know that these support and resistances are less likely to maintain, right? Even the trend lines. So when we're in volatile market conditions like this, I am less likely to use those as indicators, if you will, for entries or whatever. This is what's keeping me from getting into this trade right now, is this price action can still go in any direction. And I'm not in the business of guessing which way the market's going to go. I want to see some confirmation, especially in volatile conditions. So I just like to point out that they're there. See if I was planning on possibly getting in here. Yeah, I mean, you could get at least a 2-to-1. Yeah. Just too much too much volatility, too much uncertainty, especially on a Friday. I'd rather carry my gains over to next week and, start another week. Do. Mhm. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, yeah, the volatility thing is a killer. And it's definitely a New York session. That's what I was saying earlier. I wonder if it's worth looking at other sessions when you're expecting high volatility in the New York session. You know, like next week, I'm expecting there to still be increased volatility because of the data that's coming out all week, and that's what tends to happen, right? It is what it is. It's part of the market. You can't obviously you can't change it. You can't control it. So I'm wondering if, and this would have to be something that I backtest before I actually do it, but I wonder if trading, even for me, in like the London session, might be a better experience during times of high volatility. That just means I have to get up really early. But at the end of the week, because I work nights still, I work full time still, and I work nights, so that's where the issue comes in for me. When volatility is low, I have no problem trading in New York session, right? But and I think, it's just a lot of it has to do with it's a new presidency. There's a whole bunch of, new things going on. So there's just a lot of uncertainty. I think once all this stuff kind of calms down, the next couple of years are going to be really, uh, really nice to trade in. So just got to have patience. That's all. A little patience goes a long way. What time is it in Finland for you right now? Afternoon time, right? I would love to visit Finland. Six p.m. I'd be going into work right now. That's cool. What platform do you use to trade? Lapland? Yeah. Write that down and look it up. Making a list of places to visit in the lifetime. Cool. Thanks for that. Bulls look like they want to try. They moved back up and retested here. See if they got enough. Trade of 8. Okay. Oh, on trading view. So do you use Trade of 8 for just charting? And then you place trades on trading view? Hmm. Price looks like it wants to go higher. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Which prop are you using, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, I agree with you with the taking only shorts today. Yeah, I agree with that. Once we start getting into this time frame between 11 and 12 o'clock, volume starts to slow down. And then after 12, you really get slow movement until the afternoon session. But I typically, I won't sit here past like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I go enjoy the rest of my day after that. I like to get my trades in between, 9:30 and 12. Obviously, if an opportunity pops up before that and I enter a trade, then it is what it is. But I typically 12 o'clock for me is kind of like my shutdown time. If nothing really is happening by then, I just call it a day. Wait for the next day. That helps me not force trades either. Apex. Have you had any issues with it? It's really it's interesting to hear and see all of the different opinions about prop firms and, you know, certain prop firms having issues and whatnot. All right, man. It's good chatting with you. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week. I think, honestly, I might go chill out, too. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Awesome, man. Hey, thanks for chatting. Appreciate you watching the channel, and we'll see you next week. Good luck to you as well. I think I might end it here also. Really not much going on. I'd like to prepare for next week, and like I said, I'm gonna try to have some specific topics to talk about daily, just in case we do have some more days like this. Just in case, like, we won't. Obviously, we will. We can have some conversations about different topics and things like that. So again, I'm always trying to improve. If you guys have any suggestions, I don't take anything personally, so I would love to hear any and all suggestions and whatever you guys have for me. I want to make sure you guys are getting as much as you expect out of my live sessions and out of my future videos, and even the Discord too. If you guys are in the Discord and you guys have any ideas for the Discord, something you'd like to see in there or whatever, just send me some ideas, and we'll work to build this out to be the best that we can make it. My goal is to have the Discord be the best trading community available. So, all right, everyone. Well, this was fun. 3 days in a row, no trades for me. I'm okay with it. I'm up 2.2% on the week, which is fantastic. I'm not mad at that. I will take it every week and, every day. So that's going to be it. If anything pops up, if I end up getting into anything today, which I'm not expecting to, obviously I will notify all of you in the Discord. So keep your eye out on that. Otherwise, you all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your time. Stay safe and be careful out there in the markets. And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching, everyone.